DACA right now is in the hands of the Supreme Court. Donald Trump has been on his fight against DACA since he came into office, and this is what his supporters want. And actually, you don't have to be a Donald Trump supporter to not support DACA. Ladies and gentlemen, look like Donald Trump is going to get his way on this. Now, there's not going to be a final decision on DACA until probably about spring of 2020. But the case is now in the hands of a right-leaning Supreme Court. And many already believe Trump is going to win this thing. And personally, I think he's going to win too. So the story just starts out talking about this immigrant that came here as a child with her parents that crossed illegally into the country. And she has a job and has graduated school and all that stuff. So it's the typical thing that you hear all the time with a lot of these illegals coming here with families and they enter the country. Now, Trump has not made it easy for these people to be here, especially you saw what happened over this past spring and summer. You saw these people detained in cages, being separated from their children, parents and children being separated. And the US government got their policies written. They can keep these people caged up indefinitely. So they don't have to necessarily let them go back home. Not the way they have the policies written. And, Trump has been heavily criticizing DACA and saying that it's unconstitutional, it's unlawful. So now the Supreme Court has DACA, the whole fate of DACA, in its hands. And it's important to know that it's never 100% known what the Supreme Court is going to decide. Attorney Jerry Lopez said DACA recipients have been meeting with immigration attorneys trying to understand the impact the Supreme Court's decision could have on their lives, although a final decision isn't expected until late spring or early summer. So in 2020, that's when you can expect to hear about a decision on this. The Supreme Court heard arguments in the case challenging the ability of Trump to end DACA. Attorney David Fine said. Fine is on the general counsel at MSU Denver. He's been keeping a close eye on the Supreme Court proceedings based on briefings I've received in the reports about oral arguments that I've seen. My guess is the Supreme Court likely will uphold Trump's ability to end DACA. See, there you go. And I believe that's the way it's going to go too. Remember, a right-leaning Supreme Court is going to side with Trump. So DACA may be over as of spring or summer of 2020, which I think will happen. A lot of people are getting that feeling. But the basis of that decision will be important, Fine said. He says, depending on what the court decides, current DACA students might be able to keep their status until their 2 years are up, or their status and protection could end immediately. Technically, yes, a DACA recipient could be deported after the program has ended, Fine said. And if you think Donald Trump ain't going to get these folks out of here, you got another thought coming. And not as many of them, ladies and gentlemen, are coming across that border anymore because Donald Trump's policies are making it very difficult for them to be here. And trust me, they see all this stuff in the news about these immigrants coming and then getting caged up and separated from their children. They're not coming like they used to. As the country awaits for the Supreme Court's decision, dreamers are trying to hold on to hope. If DACA is taken away, there's still a chance Congress could pass the DREAM Act, which would actually give dreamers a path to citizenship, something DACA can't do. So, this person is just talking about they've grown up in this country, and of course they want to stay because they've been here practically their whole life. And these are things that have to be considered because so many of these folks come across the border with families. Many of them do. And they're still coming, technically. They're still coming. They never stop coming to this country. But like I said, they're just not as big of people coming over the border like it was before, and a lot of them have left. They decided to go back home. And you can best believe if this recession hits, a lot of them are going to be out of here. They'll come back when the economy is better. That's usually what they'll do. They're not going to stick around here and help America do nothing. They don't have no stake here. They're only here for income and money. And if these folks are going through a recession where they can't hire as many of these illegals, they're going to just hop right back across the border. See, foreigners do not have loyalty to this country. Like, a lot of these folks that have been here for generations, they don't feel that way about America. They don't. And if you think they do, think again. Just look at the fact that they'll come here and still wave the flag of the countries that they come from. That should tell you right there, they don't have no loyalty to you. If somebody bombed America right now, these Chinese people and these South American people and Mexicans, they're going to go right back to their home countries. These Arabs too, they're going to be out of here. They don't have no loyalty to you. They are here for the dollar. They're here for the money. That's it. So y'all, please tell me what you think. I really think Trump may have this one. I really do. But you tell me what you think. Do you think that the Supreme Court will side with the DACA recipients, or will they side with Trump? My stakes is on Donald Trump on this one. But you may see it differently. But I really believe Donald Trump got this one. He got all of the right justices in place that would naturally side with him. Look, Donald Trump recently went to the Supreme Court to ask them to keep his tax returns secret. And they granted what he wanted, at least temporarily. He got these Democrats and prosecutors and everybody off his back for now. Although it's a temporary thing, but he still accomplished it. So what makes you think he won't pull this off? I think he will. And I know many of his supporters welcome this type of decision. They don't want these people here. They get counted as whites just to justify them getting more resources. But other than that, their whiteness really don't stretch any further than that for these foreigners that come in here. That's why when things happen to them, you don't see them caring about, they don't care about that, and these politicians are full of crap. the ones that care about these folks more than they even care about us. You know, I always said, the reason why they do, it's got to be money involved, y'all. It's money involved. It's just a matter of connecting the dots. These politicians don't raise their voice for no reason. It's got to be a ton of money involved in it for them to do so. But please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.